Hello my fellow Gooners and welcome to ArsenalTV. This is my preview for the Wolves versus Arsenal game. We haven't played at Molineux ground for a very long time. This is Wolves' first season in the Premier League. I'm actually quite looking forward to the game tonight. I'm hoping that we can get the 3 points, and this is a huge game. We're now getting down to the business end of the season, where we will now know who's going to be in the top 4 spots or who's going to be winning the league. Now, the way I'm looking at it now, as the matches have gone on and in previous results this week, I feel that top 3 is out of our hands. Now, if Arsenal want to get above Tottenham, then we will have to rely on other teams to beat them and to take points from them. Now, before I looked at the fixtures before the Chelsea game against Burnley, and I looked at it and thought, well, if we win our last remaining games, and if Chelsea wins their last remaining games, we will be level on points, but we would be above them only by goal difference. Now, our goal difference is a little bit more to Chelsea's, but because Chelsea have been scoring goals as well as we are, it's not as far of a big of a margin to what it was. Now, obviously, we realise that Chelsea dropped it 2 points against Burnley the other night. Not just that, Man United also dropped points against Everton. They got a massive thrashing by 4-0. Arsenal, we also had a massive chance, an opportunity missed against Crystal Palace to get that 3rd spot. We lost 3-2. But apart from that, I do feel that Emery will probably have to look at this and think, well, if we lose again away from home against Wolves, then maybe we might have to start thinking about putting our eggs into one basket and focus on Europa League, because we are in the semi-finals of that. Maybe that would be our only chance in getting into Champions League football of the remaining 4 games that we have left in the league. But I can guarantee you, if we win our last 4 remaining games with no defeats, no draws, we will finish in the top 4 spot. And we wouldn't have to mind, we wouldn't care about what Chelsea are on, what Man United are on. We would be in that 4th place, and then it'll be out of Chelsea and United to play for that 5th spot. Now, Wolves, on the other hand, at home, we're going to go from the Molineux ground this season. They are currently 10th in the league so far. They are 1 point off 7th spot. Now, 7th spot for them is absolutely huge for them, and it's important because they are, if they get 7th, they're going to be in European football next season. Now, this is their first season back in the Premier League, and if they get Europa League football next season, that would be a massive achievement for them. Now, I'm going to go through it. Now, this season at Molineux ground, Wolves drew against City. They lost against Liverpool in the league at Molineux, but then beat them in the FA Cup. They beat United. They beat Man United twice this season. They lost to Spurs away at Molineux. Then they beat them at Wembley. And they've also beaten Chelsea as well. Now, out of the top 6 sides, the only team they haven't beaten is Arsenal. Now, if we go back to that game where we drew 1-1 against them at the Emirates, I absolutely feel that in terms of the play, I think Wolves should have won that game. And I think Bernd Leno was the guy that kept us in the game and to get a draw. Now, how many times have we seen that Bernd Leno has been the main guy to get all the praises? It says something about our defence, doesn't it? As I said, guys, this is a massive, huge game. Now, if we play like we did in that bullshit performance against Crystal Palace, then Wolves are going to beat us, and they are going to be very dangerous. Now, I have noticed with Wolves that this season, when they play in teams that are lower in the league, they seem to struggle just a little bit. Wolves do seem to struggle a lot. Whereas when they come against the top 6 sides, they seem to show that fight, that passion, that they don't seem to struggle as much. Now, as I said, this is a huge game for Arsenal because that top 4 spot will be in our hands. We've got another chance. And it's also massive. This will be a massive 3 points for Wolves because they will go 7th in the Premier League. So guys, with that said, I'm now going to get into my predicted lineup, and this is the predicted lineup that I would like to see. I'm actually going with a back 3, and this is what I am going with. So in goal, Bernd Leno. Pretty plain and simple choice. I don't need to say anything about that apart from that he's our #1 goalkeeper. So I'm going to go with Bernd Leno. We're going to move into the defensive area. I'm going to move into the back 3. First off, it's going to be Laurent Koscielny. The past couple of weeks, Laurent Koscielny's been playing brilliant, and he doesn't seem to play that well when he's got the likes of Mustafi alongside him. He doesn't play that great. So I'm going to go with Laurent Koscielny. Playing alongside him is going to be Socrates. I am so glad that this guy is back from his suspension. Now, I feel that our best defensive partnership is Laurent Koscielny and Socrates. That is our best defensive pairing as the 2 centre-backs. That is the best pairing. So I'm hoping that he can put in a good performance again. And I think he was very, very key in that defence that we was missing against Crystal Palace as well as against Everton. So I'm going to go with Socrates. Playing alongside them is going to be Nacho Monreal. I think Nacho has played well in the past couple of games, but the past 2 matches he hasn't played that great. So I'm hoping that he can put in a good, decent performance, better than he did against Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go with Nacho Monreal. We're going to move into the wing backs, and first off, out on the right wing back, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Ainsley Maitland-Niles for me should have started against Crystal Palace. He should have started because he caused Crystal Palace a threat down on that right-hand side, and he did beat the first man a couple of times. So yeah, I think that he should have started, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Playing on that left wing back is going to be C. Koležíček. For me, I think the only problem with C. Koležíček, now I've seen it in the Bundesliga when he was playing in there. When he was getting to that final third and he got in the crosses, the crosses were finding the man every time, and he was getting assists as well for it. But since he's been at Arsenal, his crosses has been a bit off. Sometimes he can't get past that first man. When he does get past that first man, the ball goes nowhere near anyone. Whereas sometimes when he goes in and gets into that final third and he plays in the cross, hardly anyone's getting onto it. So I think for me, C. Koležíček needs to work on that. So that's what I'm going to go with, C. Koležíček. We'll move into the midfield area, and this is what I am going with. So, first off, in that midfield area, I am going to go with Lucas Torreira. I don't want none of this pivot crap between El Neni and Guendouzi, because if we're going to have El Neni and Guendouzi, this is not going to fucking work. I'm sorry, it's not going to work at all. So, I've gone with Lucas Torreira, and I feel that Lucas Torreira should have also started against Crystal Palace. Now, I know Emery said that it was an injury. Well, if he was injured, why did you bring him on against Crystal Palace in that second half? If he was fit enough to play the game, then you should have started him. It's that simple. So, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. Playing alongside him is going to be Granit Xhaka. I want him back in the side. I noticed that one of the games that a fan asked him outside the stadium, asked him and said, why are you not playing? Why did you not play? And he was kind of gutted. He said, I don't know, ask the manager. You're asking the wrong person. so he was kind of a bit gutted. And I like to see that someone that wants to play for the club. He's been key to our midfield area where he's been missing. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. We're going to move into the attacking area now. First off, playing in that number 10 role, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. I think he played well against Crystal Palace, to be quite honest. He dictated the pace when he came on. Now, he done it again, that goal. When you need that man to step up, Ozil stepped up. And that's what we want all the time, week in, week out. If you can do it at home, then we want you to do it away from home as well. So I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil. Playing alongside him, I'm actually going to go with Alex Iwobi. I think Alex Iwobi will be very, very key. I know he could have scored the goal against Crystal Palace, and that's his problem. Alex Iwobi needs to work on that end product. Now, I think if he's got everything going towards goal, he can get past that first man, but it's just the end product. If he can work on his goal scoring and that final ball and that final touch, I think he will be a lethal player. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Alex Iwobi. Playing up front as a leading striker, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. I've gone with Lacazette because I feel that Aubameyang will not be playing in the starting 11. And the reason why, because I looked at the training videos this week, the training video as well as the training pictures, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang wasn't nowhere near the squad. So I don't know whether or not he's picked up a knock during the Crystal Palace game, or maybe he's got a slight injury. I honestly don't know. I would personally have him on the bench just for a reinforcement, just in case if things don't go great in the first half and in the second half, sorry, and we're chasing that goal, then maybe that would be the right time to bring on Aubameyang. So that's my reason why I've gone with Alexandre Lacazette. He's been a bit quiet the past few games, apart from the Napoli game in that second leg, where he scored that brilliant free kick. And I know he's been practicing them in training as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I am going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. So guys, that has been a preview. That has been my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or if you disagree. Let me know what you would keep and what you would change, and your predicted score. My predicted score for tonight's game is going to be an Arsenal 2-1 win. I feel that would be a good enough win to get the 3 points. I don't care how we play, I just want the 3 points. So yes. Guys, on Friday night, I will be on Cannon Fodder TV at 7 o'clock. So make sure you head over there at 7 PM. I will leave Alex's channel in the description below, so you can go over there and subscribe to the channel as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're also hitting that notification bell so you don't miss another upload. Guys, until the players' ratings, I will see you soon. I'm out of here.